Hello, I'm going to be calculating sine using Python without importing anything. So I'm going to be calculating it without importing math, and I'm going to be doing this by an infinite series. So I'm going to make new file. This series requires factorial and pi. So firstly I'm going to define factorial x. Oops, x has to be in here because that's the parameters of it. Y is equal to x for I in range 1 to 10. Wait, sorry, not 1 to 10, what am I thinking? That was Siri. Siri can go away for the time being. 1 to x. Y is equal to I times y. Then after all that's done, I want to return y. So factorial is taking the number here and multiplying it with every other number like leading up to it. For example, 6 factorial 6 would be 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6. So what this is doing here is it's taking the input. I'm just making y is equal to the input, and then for everything in between 1 and the number you want to factorial, it's going to add to the total number then up here times y. So this in practice would be starting off with 1. So the number you want to factorial times 1 of itself, then it will go here, then 2 times itself, go here, times 3, etc. So it's going to return the factorial of that number. Then I'm going to define pi because that's necessary, but that's pretty easy. It's just 3.1415. Define sine of x. I'm going to do, well, firstly you need it to be in radians, so I'm going to do r for radians is equal to times pi divided by 180. But I want this number, I want its degree value to be less than 360, because any over 360 is pretty much the same as less than 360, because sine, when you graph it, goes round and round. So I'm going to do x modulus 360, and what this does is if the degree value is larger than 360, it'll make it less than 360, and basically the remainder value. So it's going to be the same thing, but just less than 360. And then I'm going to times it by pi and divide it by 180, and then I'll get in radians. So I'm going to make the output is equal to initially radians, then for I in range 1 to 10. And what this does is this is an infinite series, so it's going to continue adding like iterations to it, but I'm just going to do 10 for now because infinite series are infinite, they can go on forever, and this is as rounded as it needs to be for now. I'm going to do y is equal to 2 times I plus 1. So what this infinite series is it's taking, well, firstly up the radians, and it alternates between plus and minus with okay, so it goes radians value to the power of 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. over factorial of, it's going to be y. So it's going to be factorial 3, 5, 7, 9. So that would look like radians to the power of 3 over 3 factorial sort of thing. So I'm going to put this into if I modulus 2 equals 1, so if So this is going to go, this, that should be I. Oh, there we go. So this here is going to go iteration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And every second time it's going to alternate between plus and minus. So it's going to do that with this if statement, because if one modulus 2 is equal to 1, which it is, because remainder of, like, 1 divided by 2, remainder 1, because it would be 0, remainder 1, then 2 would be no remainders, 3, 1 remainder, 4, no remainders, etc. So it's going to cycle between if equal to 1 and if equal to 0. But I'm not going to say if equal to 0 because it's easier to put else. And it begins by doing answer minus equals, and exponential is 2 times, plus equals y over factorial, so it's doing this function up here, y, and then else, and then I want to do the same thing, but with a plus equals. And then below all that, I want to just simply return the answer, so output. So this, as we have it, should calculate sine. Sine. I don't know what else to call it. Then I'm going to run module. Sine, what do we know? We know sine 30 is half. Right. Output has not been defined. Answer. My bad here. Forgot the names of my variables. There we go. So sine of 30. Where is, oh my gosh. Sorry guys, my variables are named really poorly. Sine of 30 is roughly a half, okay? Because it's an infinite series, it's not going to be exactly half, because I've only cut it at 10, but you can see it's pretty much a half, because after 10 iterations it's close enough to a half. What else can I sine? If I do sine of 390, then it will use this modulus up here, and it should give the same answer. There we go. So it's making sure the number's less than 360. Sine, I don't know what number I should sine, 87.6. Let's just Google that. Sine 87.6 degrees. And as you can see, this value is, as close as it's gotten with 10 iterations of the series. So that's the series. I'll put the formula on the screen. Thanks for watching.